Welcome back to What the Flick. I'm Matt, that's Christy, Ben, and Alonso. Rampage opens this weekend, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne Johnson has taken on earthquakes. He'll be fighting a burning building later in the summer, but right now he's up against giant animals.
What is the burning building? Are they remaking it?
Skyscraper.
Oh, so
the appropriately named skyscraper.
But it's not a Towering Inferno remake.
Well, I mean, technically it is a towering inferno.
With the title of an Anna Nicole Smith movie.
Right.
Oh.
Remember Skyscraper? 1991? Oh, it was a doozy.
Wow.
All right.
Go back and review that.
But that's not the giant animal we're talking about. We're talking about the... sorry.
Oh, too soon.
Sorry. Anyway, giant animals in the movies. Do you have a favorite?
You go first.
Food of the gods. It's ridiculous. I'll tell you kids today with your computer graphics, you have no idea what it was like when giant monster movies were just like big puppets. And actual actors had to pretend to be being attacked by big rat puppets. And this movie, it has this for a 1970s cast. Marjo Gortner, Google him. Pamela Franklin, Ralph Meeker, Ida Lupino. Wow. All under the direction of the great Burt I. Gordon, who did a lot of really wonderfully schlocky movies about things being big or things being tiny over the course of his career. He did Village of the Giants, and he did the Attack of the Colossal Beast, and anyway, Food of the Gods. It's based on an H.G. Wells story, but it's basically about a lady bacteriologist and people with guns and giant rats and animals eating goo that makes them enormous, and it's dumb, and I hope that Rampage is as entertainingly dumb as it is.
All right.
Go, Ben.
Oh, so I was wondering whether the Thing from Another World would qualify. Is that really an animal? He's kind of
he's more carrot, but
it's a thing. And again, it's James Arnett.
That also
just
is
a 7-foot-tall guy. But I'll go with Anaconda. I love Anaconda.
Do you?
I do.
Because of J-Lo.
Because of J-Lo, but it was
so cheesy and like
right. It's somehow it's so stupid but I never am sort of bothered by its stupidness, and because of many of us hate snakes, right?
Sure.
So that sort of just works,
Right,
and so I'm constantly every time it's on, I'm like this, and I can't quite get enough. I've probably seen Anaconda 6 times.
Wow.
John Voight's performance also makes you go.
No, it's right, but imagine if John Voight gave a John Voight.
No.
Performance
He knows what movie he's in.
Yeah, I think right.
They all do.
He was like, "This is great. I'm supposed to be terrible. Can I make myself terrible?"
And we've already got one Owen Wilson in this thing, so Wow, an anaconda! Wow.
That was really good. It was dead on.
Yeah.
I was gonna pick King Kong. I was gonna pick the original Fay Wray King Kong, right? And then I thought, no, that's too simple. I'm gonna pick King Kong versus Godzilla, because that's dumb. That's dumb, and it is people in giant suits, and it's like little models and stomping
practical
paws,
effects.
and I like when there are power lines and they get caught in the power lines. Can I pick the Blob?
That's not an animal?
Kinda. It's a living thing.
It's a really big
it gets
Jell-O.
bigger, and it gets even a lot bigger, and Steve McQueen's in it.
Wow.
Young Steve McQueen.
Yeah,
and
that's
also
right.
Beware the Blob.
Oh, God.
And it makes noise. It goes like as it gets bigger.
And the original Blob has a Burt Bacharach theme song.
Oh yes, it's very romantic. So
I
like Blob. I remember watching. Did you guys watch Elvira on Saturday
Oh, hell yeah.
mornings? They would always show the Blob and Beware the Blob. So I have really fond memories. So I know it's not an animal,
I just
but
heard
it is
her
giant.
on the radio.
Yeah, she has great pipes.
Yeah,
There you
she's
go.
still like
Cassandra.
Yeah.
Peterson.
Yes.
Maybe she was
so-
on Howard. It was
Elvira
good.
lives.
Yes. So the Blob goes on.
I think mine is a favorite just because it's so poorly made and it's such a dumb idea. Night of the Lepus.
Oh,
Right? This
yeah.
is the story of if you've never seen this.
I've never seen that. What is that?
What is lepus in Latin?
Rabbits.
Oh wait, no.
Oh, okay.
Giant
Is it giant?
rabbits.
Giant
Okay,
rabbits.
so a rancher.
What year is it?
So this is 1972.
Yes.
So
Janet Leigh and Stuart Whitman.
yeah,
I was about to say, there's a really big star in this movie.
Yeah, it
it's
airs on
Janet Leigh.
TCS
Aside
with
from the
shocking
giant rabbits.
regularity.
So-
I introed it. I saw it after I introed it. Yeah.
Right, so it's about this rancher. He's got too many rabbits on his property and calls the local university, and they come and we're like, oh, we're going to wipe them out. We're going to inject them with chemicals. And then they get giant. And then you get all these great shots of bunnies jumping all over model cars. And it's amazing.
And they aren't like terrifying fanged bunnies. They're just like casual, can't be bothered bunnies, but in close-up, so they look huge.
Right. But it's, you've got these like Revell model cars, and these rabbits just like poking around and kind of wiggling their noses, and they don't really look all that menacing.
I love Night of the
It's
Lepus.
so awesome, right?
It's so stupid.
You just want to hey, show me
No, you
alfalfa
can't.
farm, you'll be fine.
You watch this movie and you keep whoever you're watching with, you're like, what is happening?
Who thought this was a good idea?
But it's directed by a guy named William Claxton, who is just fun because he directed like 60 episodes of Bonanza
Okay.
and 70 episodes of Little House on the Prairie, and then Night of the Lepus.
And not a giant rabbit in any single one of them.
Totally.
Right. Yeah. I mean, as opposed to a movie like Them, which is the movie about the giant ants. Like,
Oh,
there's
sure,
That's
yeah.
what I'm about to talk
That's some
about.
good
There's a
stuff.
certain menace there, and you're scared of them. And the ants are kind of mindless. I mean, they're very mindless, but you can't stop them, and they're all over
They
you.
had one giant ant for that, and then they had like 2 half ants, which had guys trying to walk.
But
an
there's
ant,
the
half an
scary
ant, half an ant,
noise when you hear like the scary
Yeah, the sound is good. By the way, I wanted to mention Them, which I have pulled up here. Them I would recommend before The Thing from Another.
Any of the movies we've mentioned,
Yeah.
I think Them is top of the heap.
And an opening night of the TCM Festival, Mel Brooks will be there, and I'll be interviewing Mel Brooks for the producers. But across the way at the pool is Dennis Miller introducing Them, which is fun as the producers is going to be. I suspect Dennis Miller doing Them will be a blast at the pool at the Roosevelt.
Them gets punctuation.
April 26th through
Right.
29th, Them exclamation point in Hollywood.
So when you're a kid, though, do you realize that these movies are terrible? Or are they legitimately
So
scary?
I saw Night of the
I don't think Night of the Lepus was ever scary.
Yeah,
to
I saw
anybody.
Night of the Lepus growing up in Kansas City on the Saturday or Sunday morning sci-fi. They played this really weird electronic version of the Infernal Dance, which I think is Prokofiev. Anyway,
But like on a theremin.
but
to
like
make
on
it
a theremin, like on a Moog synthesizer, and at like 12 or 13 years old, you could tell oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible.
Yeah, but that was a movie that I watched because I read about it in the Golden Turkey Awards, and I was like, I got to see this.
But that said, I think to answer your question, 12 or 13, okay, fine, but 7 or 8, I mean,
Yeah.
I tried to show my daughter Ratatouille, right? She won't see it. She promises she'll never see it. It's too terrifying. Stuck in an oven. Terrified by Ratatouille.
It's the food critic.
Right,
rats.
and then she, I'm like, you're gonna like it eventually. No, I am never gonna see it with you, even if you're watching it. I will not sit next to you on the couch and watch it. And then I tried at Christmas to show her Christmas Story, right?
Right.
Bullies crying at night for
Okay.
weeks. Bullies gonna come into our house and
Very
beat me up.
sweet.
That's right.
Yeah, Gabe was like that. He couldn't handle Wally. He couldn't handle.
Is that right?
robot
Did you
by
cut to
himself,
the scene where the
so.
bullies get their asses kicked?
We watched the whole until then, since she ran out of the room crying. No, I kept telling her. Sorry, I kept saying they'll get what's
All right,
coming.
That's it for this week. They'll keep talking about kids, and we'll be back next week with more movie talk.